Welcome to the Business Spotlight podcast. My name is Kay Cote, and I'm your host of today's episode. And today on the show, I have Mitch Sierra, Authorized Representative of Carico Living, with me. I'm going to be learning about the business, journey to business ownership, best practices, and challenges that Mitch has faced to give you that inside look to what it's like to build a business. Welcome, Mitch. So great to have you on the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Kay. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, before we get into all things business, I'd love to share with the audience a little bit about you. So take me back as far as you'd like and share a bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Miami. I'm made in America with Cuban parts, so my family came here, back in the day. I love Miami. I think it's one of the greatest cities. I love to travel, but Miami to me always has a special place in my heart. And I've been in this business about 14 years. I fell in love with the company, the leadership, and what we can do to help people in the community. And I'm just about, spending time with the family, trying to live as healthy as we can in these days with all these things that are, fighting for our health. And just trying to, continue, helping people the best way I can.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I'd like to hear that you're a family man. That's super cool. Okay, so let's go back to how did you get started with the company and when was that?
So I got started with the company in 2011. I was doing some campaigns for AT&T, and I got a good taste of what it was to deal directly with the public and sales. And they're always about the quality of the product. So when I was looking for something in the sales and marketing, um, I wanted something that I could really stand behind and something that I could put my name and my face, for. And I started looking around, and I was able to run into somebody that had been with the company for many, many years. And they were able to really show me the vision of, what the company can offer me and then how I can grow with the company. So I decided to give it a shot. And, I got married with the company since way back.
Oh, that is incredible. So tell me, like, um, you know, as you're growing in the business, and as everybody grows in business, there's always a challenge that can come up. So a new season, a new challenge, just anything that happens. Is there anything you're going through with the company right now that you're working through?
Right now, right now, things are pretty smooth. I've, fortunately been able to get my name out there, and I've developed a reputation. So, the business comes to me a little bit more um, easy than when I first started in the business. Uh, so you know a little bit about what I do. So, Carico International, they've been around since 1967. So we're a manufacturer of health and wellness products. Everything's made by us with our own proprietary technology. Everything's patented by us, and we don't have any stores because we have a direct to the consumer method of business. So that allows us to not only have a much higher quality than what you'll find in the market, but we also are able to offer a personalized service so that you're dealing with one person all the time, and they can help you out quickly and efficiently and really, cater to what you need. And the products that we work with all have to do with health. So we find that there's five things that really contribute to your longevity and your health and quality of life, which is the water that you drink, the air that you breathe, cooking, how you prepare your foods, and also what type of cookware you use, getting a good night's rest, and then exercise. So we deal with all of those, types of products, except for exercise, which I can point you to somebody if you want to get into exercise. But although we're not an exercise company, we recognize it's such an important piece of the puzzle when it comes to your overall health. So with the water, we're doing high performance water systems. With the air, medical grade systems. Our cookware's waterless and greaseless, so you can cook at low temperatures. Stainless steel, and then we have an amazing line of mattresses that are the only ones in the world with earthing and grounding technology. They're hyperallergenic, non-toxic, so it's a lot of cool stuff. When I started, one of my biggest challenges were that everybody thought the water was good. Even indoor air quality wasn't a big issue for a lot of people. They kind of thought it's not. I used to drink from the hose when I was a kid, or people from other countries. Oh, I was drinking from the river since I was a kid, and it took a while to, get people to be conscious of what's in the water and what they're drinking. So it was kind of more of educating and informing people so that they can see that there's a problem, then providing a solution. Nowadays, it's pretty exciting because more and more people are aware of all the things that are, in our environment, and now they're actually looking for solutions. So it's cool. So my biggest challenge, I guess, now, thinking about that, is just finding more people and letting them know that I'm here to provide the solutions that they're looking for. So, we have, tons of customers from over 50, 60 years that might not even know that the company's still around. So that's, the challenge is to find those old customers that already trust the brand and know that, what we're all about. And then obviously changing, the perception of what you can really do to affect your health to the younger generation that's coming up. That are much more conscious and aware. It's funny, even 20 years ago, average 20, 30-year-old kid, I'm not that old, but the kid's a kid, 20 years to a kid. They weren't thinking about health or the water they're drinking or, what they're eating, they're just thinking about partying. But now this new generation, they really have grown up in the internet, and they're so aware of, the things that affect our health and the microplastics and the forever chemicals. And it's cool to see how the next generation is taking a more serious approach to health.
That's really powerful. I'm really excited to like dive into the company a bit more. But before we do that, tell me a little bit about your roles. You have a lot of passion for what you do. So what does your role look like in the company?
My role is just servicing our customers, making sure that they're being taken care of, that their products are doing what it's supposed to be do for them. Over the years, I've taken more of a leadership role, so it's there to support my team and my coworkers. I'm like the encyclopedia guy, so I pride myself in trying to be the most informed person. So I'm always finding new things that are going on, whether it's new studies or new regulations that are coming out, because they're constantly changing regulations and finding more things that are doing us harm in the water that they weren't even testing 20 years ago. Um, and trying to learn new things about grounding, the effects of grounding and earthing, and sleep is so important now. So it's cool diving into that and sharing information with my coworkers and my team so that we can better be a resource to the community.
I love that. Now, yeah, I've got a fun question for you. If I were
Awesome.
to give you back an extra hour, 10 hours in your week, where would those hours go to? Would you put them towards business or would you put them towards personal life or would there be a mix of both?
Right now, at the stage that I'm in, I think it'd probably go more to education. I'd love to have the time to just be free and just sit there without any interruptions or anything urgent on my to-do list, and just sit there and really learn and open myself up to new concepts and new ideas and new technologies that I'm trying to incorporate into my lifestyle, into my business, so that not only it can help me be more efficient, but help the people around me and the people I work with to be more efficient. Which is one of the things I learned from the action coach with Brad, that one of the things that are limiting your growth is your education or what you know. If you knew what you knew, you would already have gotten what you want to get. So that's something that I took from the course, and I've been trying to incorporate and take more time. Before iPhones, I used to read a lot. I always had a book in my hand everywhere I go. I'm standing in a line. I'd rather be reading a book than just looking at the wall. But phones really do take a lot of our attention, and it's a little harder to get into books nowadays when there's so much so many different things trying to grab your attention on a daily basis.
Oh, isn't that so true? So you've taken a course with Action Coach. Tell me a little bit about that.
It was great. I did it with Doug Barrow. He's based here in Miami. He's been with the company a long time, and I knew a lot of people that had talked highly about the program and of Doug. So I decided to give it a shot, and it was a great experience. Um, like it says in the program, sometimes there's things that but that you forget that to do it, or that you forget that you used to do it. And it's nice to be reminded of a lot of basics, uh, and have a different perspective. Someone who has a different mindset and is more business minded to kind of bounce ideas off of, and just look at the new philosophies, and and find different ways that you can tweak or improve what you're already doing.
Yes, isn't that so true? I absolutely love that. And so now looking at where you're at in the company now, if there were any hats you could unload off your plate, what would they be?
Maybe trying to make my own appointments. I'd always love an assistant that I can just give that task to and be focused more time on seeing people and on meeting new people and prospecting and being face to face with people that I like to surround myself and associate with.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And now looking at the company and where it's going, where do you see it going in the next 1 to 3 years?
In the next 1 to 3 years, I see a lot of growth. The trend now with water is growing. It's just it's crazy how much it's growing over the next 3, 4, 5 years, and it's estimated to grow in the next 10 and 20 years. People are aware that there's so many things in the water, the heavy metals, the chemicals, the forever chemicals, the microplastics are a big thing right now. The FDA just started regulating it now, but there's when you look at our water, um, there's what's allowed, the allowable limits of different contaminants, but there's no safe level of contaminants. And a lot of those tests that they do haven't been updated in 20, 30 years. So there's still a whole list of things that they're not even searching for. So that's something that people are more aware of, they're more concerned about. And especially after COVID and down here, we have a lot of hurricanes and storms. Um, Sometimes it's not, you can't depend on going to the store and buying some water. And even if you do get some water, it's not sustainable to be drinking it all the time. It's very expensive, and then you have all the plastics and the BPA's and the hormone disruptors that are affecting children and kids with they're not developing how they used to before. And then when it comes to air, people are more aware of the indoor air quality in their homes, in their offices. People with allergies are constantly increasing every year. There's more and more people, younger and younger people are getting allergies. I was talking to someone recently. They're about 60 years old, and they're saying that when they grew up, they don't remember anyone that they knew had allergies, or
Mhm.
asthma or anything like that. And now it's like, a third of the kids, and it's a continued trend. And then when it comes to cookware, people are aware of the nonstick and the Teflon and the hazards of all these different sprays and materials that they put on your food that after a while rubs off and it ends up, you end up consuming it. So, and then, it's cheaper to buy one good quality cookware that lasts for a lifetime than to constantly be replacing. You end up spending much more money, and then you never had the quality at the end of the day. And then when it comes to sleep, um, people are finding it's hard to get a good night's rest. We sleep 8, 9 hours, but you didn't get that deep, restful, rejuvenating sleep that we really need because of EMFs and the lights and just the way society is and the stress. And they say that stress kills. And when you're not resting, the inflammation builds up in the body. You get more aches and pains. Your body's not really operating at its optimal levels. So when you
Mm.
get a good night's rest where you're comfortable, you're free of chemicals, and then you incorporate earthing and grounding, which is like when you're walking barefoot in the grass, you're able to really release a lot of that inflammation, help the circulation in your body, you get more oxygen through the grounding, and also with the air purifier, well, when you have less particles in the air, you're able to absorb more oxygen. So little things that go improving your overall health and to avoid premature aging. These are all things that worldwide the the acknowledgement of the importance of it and also the consumption of it is improving. So I mean, these are things that are really growing and has a big potential for the next several years. So I see a lot of growth and opportunity.
Definitely. And that actually, what you just said leads perfectly into my next question. What is the thing that if someone handed you a solution for tomorrow, what would change the most about the company and how it's running right now?
Hmm, that's a good question. To be honest with you, I'm pretty happy with the way the company's running. We're sticking to what we're good at. Uh, we're sticking to what's true and tried. We're not inventing too many new things. We're just constantly, every once in a while, they tweak something, but there's only so much you can do to already a great product. Um, and I really enjoy the business model. They don't put any restrictions on me. I can go speak to anyone anywhere in the world or anywhere in the country. They really do make it as you know easy and efficient for me to do business and to really represent the company. I really couldn't think of anything right now, to be
Oh,
honest with you.
that's a great problem to have. Okay, so I'm curious to how you're finding, like, what's your main way of finding your customers and clients? Like, is it like word of mouth? Is it social media? Is it like, how are you doing your outreach?
Most of my business is referrals. We're a very big referral based company. Starting off, you're limited to the amount of people that you have in your network, but over the years, I've done a lot of BNI and networking and different events, and I've built a lot of relationships. I have several doctors that are holistic doctors that recommend me to a lot of their patients who have allergies or have, kidney problems or are trying to detox some heavy metals. So luckily, I'm being recommended more in the medical community, which is nice because I'm helping people that really really need it, and a lot. I'm getting my name out in more of the senior circles. A lot of elderly people or people that they're not old but they're older, and your body doesn't respond the same, and now they're interested in really taking more care of their body. So I just try to give a really good service, provide them, with the truth and show them, what's the best fit for them. And thank goodness it's been working out and people are recommending me. And we have so many, such a nice line of products that, if once you fall in love with the quality of one of our product lines and you understand how we do business and what type of quality you're getting with us, there's always repeat business. So people, they start with the water and they say, oh man, the water's great. You know what? I'll consider the air. Boom. And they get the air, and little by little, they start, tapping into all of our product lines. So that's pretty cool.
That
And
is,
also, over the years, I've been privileged that now I'm taking care and servicing like the second generation. So people who were my clients when they were 30, 40 years old and their kids were 10 and 11, now the kids are 20, 21, and they're having their own kids and they're looking to have the same water filter that mom and dad had and the same cookware that mom had and they grew up using. So, it's pretty cool.
that's awesome. I like that. And speaking of the future, where do you see the company going in the next 3 to 5 years?
In the next 3 to 5 years, I think we're going to have hopefully a better reach and a better brand acknowledgement. A lot of us are working more on social media, and we're able to set, spread our message a little wider. And historically, um, there's been a lot of businesses that did business that do the same type of business model, that they don't have stores and they have very high quality, but a lot of these companies are being bought out with from big corporations, or big conglomerates are coming in and just purchasing them. And what's happening is that when you have businesses where everybody started selling and then they moved up in the ranks and finally became a vice president or a president, and now you have corporations that are just looking at the numbers, they're doing a lot of things that are unfair to the salespeople, and they're not being loyal to the people that has held up the company for so many years. So a lot of these people are that have been in the company's top earners and for 10, 15, 20 years are now leaving and trying to come with us because they realize that our slogan is Carico is forever, because our products last forever. Everything has a lifetime guarantee, but the business model also is forever as well. It's a family-owned business. Yeah, they're in the third generation. The owner's grandson, he's 20 years old, and he's getting into the business and exciting the youth. and getting everybody, motivated. So I really see that the leadership in the company and the growth potential, I mean, it's a perfect fit. I see a lot of great things coming for the company in the next couple of years.
Ah, very cool. Well, I'm excited for that. And now I want to take us through a fun part of the Q&A that is called our rapid fire. And I'll
Oh
be,
boy.
oh, they're really fun, I promise.
Okay.
And so just answer very top of mind. So question number one is, what is the key to success for you?
Key to success is be honest and always, stick to with your word.
Definitely a good one. Number two is, what is a piece of advice you have for other people in business?
Hmm. Do something that you can find some passion for. I mean, it's always nice to make a lot of money, however you can make it. But if you can make a good living and make a good earnings, servicing the community and doing something that you like, you know, you're winning. You'll be winning in life
Definitely.
and in business and in business.
And in business. And the third one is, it could be a book or a podcast that you're really into right now.
Right now, um, podcast not so much. To be honest with you, I have a couple books here on the shelf. I haven't really gotten into too much. The one that I'm trying to get into is right now. It's a earthing book. It's it was done by Dr. Clint Ober, which
Mm,
goes through all the different health benefits of earthing and grounding and all the different people that it's helping, and really explaining the science. It's very it's a heavy read because it's a lot of you know, taste test studies and case studies, but the information is amazing. It's really helping me to understand how much benefit it can really bring to people and better allow me to explain it to others.
that sounds interesting. I'm into that too.
Yeah.
Uh, and the final question, if I had a magic wand and I gave it to you and you had the ability to transform one element or one aspect of the business for the better, what would it be?
Hmm. For the better. Uh, I don't know. If I just love for more people to know about us. I wish more people knew about us, and that way we can reach more people and help more people and really make a bigger difference. That would be
Definitely.
my biggest wish, just to have everybody know about us already. Because instead of spending millions of dollars on advertisements and billboards and commercials and and ads, which you don't really know who's seeing and who's reading, they focus on, providing a higher quality product. And because they're not investing all that money in all this advertising, they don't have to, overprice our products, and we can still be very competitive in pricing and offer a quality that you can't find anywhere else.
Definitely. Well, let's help start that process now on our side. How can people get connected with you and the company online?
You can look for me on Instagram at Carico_Living, and or look up Mitch Sierra, and I'm here at your service. Anybody has any questions or looking for an opportunity wherever they are in the U.S., we ship nationwide, and we can still provide service to anybody in the country through Zoom and through videos, and we're here to service and help everybody. I
Awesome.
appreciate the time to share my message.
Yes, thank you so much, Mitch, for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.